Okay, let's talk about foundation and why it almost never looks the way it looks in ads. Because I feel like this is the one of those beauty things that quietly drives everyone crazy. I'm just going to think out loud here like we are talking and chatting. No teaching, no rules, just observation. First of all, the most obvious thing that people still somehow forget, the skin you see in foundation ads is almost never just normal skin with foundation on. Very often it's skin that was prepared for months or even years before that video was filmed. Doctors, treatments, dermatology, lasers, peelings, injections, very specific skincare routines. And foundation is not the starting point there, it's the final step. And we usually only see the final step. And even if we talk about influencers and not classic ad campaigns, it's still the same story. You never really know what happened before the foundation touched the skin. Maybe they did a calming mask. Maybe they layered two serums or serum and cream and then waited 20 minutes. Maybe they mixed foundation with cream or oil. Maybe they skipped foundation 3 days in a row to let the skin rest before filming. None of this is visible in a video, but all of it changes the result. Another very common misunderstanding is the idea that the effect is coming from one product. Like you buy the same foundation, you apply it, and magically your skin should look the same as someone's. But the foundation alone almost never does that. It's a system. Skin prep, texture, hydration, timing, tools, light, even your body condition that day. And when one part of the system is missing, the whole thing looks different. I see this even in the beauty industry. People apply powder on dry skin and then wonder why everything looks flat and heavy. Or they wash their face and apply foundation directly on bare skin. No cream, no hydration, nothing. In the best case, maybe a quick splash of moisturizer and then a foundation. And yes, technically you applied the foundation correctly, but the skin isn't ready. So the foundation sits on top instead of melting in. Hydration is boring, it's not sexy, it doesn't feel exciting, but foundation shows dehydration immediately. Every dry area, every microline, every uneven area becomes visible. And then the blame goes to foundation, not the preparation. Lighting is another huge thing people underestimate. Professional shoots often use cycloramas, very bright, very clean spaces that bounce light perfectly. That kind of light literally erases every texture on your skin. Your skin doesn't suddenly become smooth, it just stops casting shadows. And no shadows means no visible imperfections. Even casual TikTok can be misleading because of light. A lot of viral foundation videos are filmed in sunny climates. Clear sky, warm tone, natural light. Skin always looks better in that environment. Color look healthier, texture looks good, softer, everything feels more alive. But try filming the same foundation in winter. Gray sky, cloudy, no sun, and the magic suddenly gone. Application method almost matters more than people think. Fingers don't blend evenly most formulas. Brushes are tricky too. A flat brush can lay product beautifully, but it can also leave lines if you're not so careful. A fluffy brush gives a lighter finish but less coverage. And sponges are a whole separate world. Not all sponges are the same. Some of them are more airy. Some absorb half the foundation. Some barely absorb anything. Wet sponge, dry sponge, fresh washed sponge, old sponge. All of this changes how foundation looks on the skin, and most people never test these things consciously. They just use whatever they have. Skin type is obvious but very important to say. Foundation on smooth, even skin will always look different than on textured skin. Pores, acne marks, dryness, rosacea, all of this affects the finish. That doesn't mean textured skin is bad. It just means the same product doesn't look identical on everyone. One thing that actually doesn't play the role the people think it does is Photoshop. In recent years, big brands have strict rules about that. If it's a face product, you're usually not allowed to retouch skin. If it's a hair product, you can retouch skin, but you cannot retouch hair. No fake lashes in mascara ads, no fake hair in hair ads. And these rules are taken seriously. So instead of retouching videos and photos, brands invest in lighting schemes, light placement, angles, reflectors, distance. It's all very technical and very calculated, and it works incredibly well on camera, but it's not something you can recreate in your bathroom. Another small thing people don't think about is movement. Foundation in ads is often filmed when the model is not touching her face. No rubbing, no talking too much, no facial expressions that break the product. In real life, we talk, we move, we smile, we just live, we exist. And makeup reacts to that. And then there is timing. Foundation right after skincare versus foundation after skincare had time to settle are two different looks. Sometimes waiting 10 or 15 minutes changes everything, but nobody wants to wait when they are in a hurry, and that's very understandable. So when foundation doesn't look like in the ads, it's usually not because the product is bad, and it's also not because you are doing something wrong. It's because you are comparing the controlled environment with the real life. Preparation versus no preparation. Perfect conditions versus normal conditions. For me, this connects very closely to what we talked about yesterday. Natural skin, natural makeup, effortless beauty. It's effortless only in the very end. Before that, there is usually a lot going on that we don't see. And honestly, once you understand this, makeup becomes less stressful. You stop chasing the same result. You start aiming for what looks good in your real life, in your light, on your skin, and that's usually more than enough.